Hello, everyone, and welcome to We'll Decide Wednesday. This is just Dr. Megan Miller because Joe Smith is not here, but we are still going to spin the wheel and talk about a topic for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I see Eric has joined us on Facebook Live. Hello, sir. Thanks for joining us. And then I have a few folks from the Do Better Collective live with me here on Zoom. So we're going to go ahead and get started and spin the wheel and see what we're going to talk about today. Hobbies. Great. Okay. All right. So I feel like Joe would have way more to talk about on this than I do. We haven't done this one yet, have we? Seems so familiar. No? Okay. All right. So today's topic is hobbies. I'm just getting my timer set. Okay. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on hobbies. I honestly don't feel like I have hobbies. So I feel like that could be the shortest We'll Decide Wednesday ever. But
Do Better Collective is your hobby.
Yeah, I mean, basically since like 2005 when I started grad school, behavior analysis has been my hobby. I don't know, I'm a super nerd. But I mean, if you count like watching football a hobby, that is definitely one hobby that I have. If you count running, I think that would be a hobby. I really feel like we've talked about this one before. Leslie's saying, yes, we have talked about this one. And I said the same things, didn't I? It's like deja vu. All right, I'm spinning the wheel again then. Hold on. I'm not going to torture myself trying to have hobbies for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right. You saved yourself from hearing about my horse.
Well, you talk about your horse for a second while I get the wheel update. Okay.
Yeah, my hobby is my downfall because not his fault. That's why I've been home for all these months. But that was me falling off, not him. But he's wonderful.
Oh,
he's a 1,800-pound American cream draft Clydesdale.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then cool. Let's see if I can make this. This is my other hobby.
Oh,
she's very interested in the Do Better Collective. Let me tell you. She's like, what are you doing? What are you
doing?
Well,
look, it's advertising dog diapers on my Zoom, on my screen share. All right.
What's going on?
Eric tried to say one of my hobbies is being a Michigan fan. I hope he was talking about himself. That would be a miserable hobby. All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, geez. Now it's just going to make me think. Okay. Top 5 books to read. I know we haven't done this one yet. So think about what your top 5 books are, and then feel free to type them in the chat, or you can share them when I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and start my timer again. Okay. Top 5 books to read. Obviously, I do 2-minute Tuesdays, and I have a very long book list. So it's hard to pick 5 books to read, especially if we're going like broader than behavior analysis. So one of the books that I really liked when I read it a long time ago, but it's been a while, is called Lies My Teacher Told Me. I remember reading that back in like soon after undergrad, like maybe right after I graduated. And just the whole entire time I was like, what? Wait, what? Because there was just so much information in there that was definitely presented to us incorrectly in my upper middle class, elementary, middle, and high school, full of a bunch of white folks. So that was a very interesting read. Unfortunately, I don't have the book still, so that's kind of sad. But I also like Why People Believe Weird Things by Michael Shermer. I think that's a really good one as well. He was actually a keynote presenter at FABA one year, and that was really, really neat. Again, I haven't really looked at it in a while, and I don't think I still have it. I'm the worst at keeping books because I move all the time and then I lose them. I also really like it's hard to narrow it down, but so I'll just pick this one because I just remember it having the most impact on me. There's a Boy in Here by Sean Barron that has like him and his mom sharing their perspectives on autism. So like he shares his perspective on what he was experiencing, and then his mom shares her perspective on like what was happening. So that's 3. I haven't finished it yet, but Stamped by Kendi is very good. My cousin recommended that to me back in June, and I started reading it, and then I just haven't had a chance to finish. It's a very big book, but it has a very thorough history of racism in the world, but mostly focused on America. And it goes like all the way back to the at least 1300s, I think, but it might even go earlier than that. So that's 4. And then for number 5, I'm trying to decide. I really love the Freakonomics series. So I'll just go with that, but there's just so many books that I like. But I really like Freakonomics because I think they do a good job of taking like questions that people have or thoughts people have about things and really thoroughly investigating them to figure out what all the variables are that are at play. And they have like 3 different, there's Freakonomics, Super Freakonomics, and Think Like a Freak. So I like all of their books and their podcasts. They're just really cool people. So that's my 5. I'm sure if you asked me tomorrow, I'd tell you 5 different ones, but those are the 5 that came to mind first today. Crystal, Leslie.
I can go next if you want.
Okay. Sorry. My screen keeps doing something weird. Go for it.
All right. So I do Audible books mostly but I have mine up in front of me. I have dyslexia. My grandmother had dyslexia. My daughter has dyslexia. So we like listening to books.
Yes.
And so Born a Crime by Trevor Noah was just a really insightful, and I really tend to like autobiographical type people's stories. I like hearing other people's stories, and he's quite funny too. So that's really enjoyable. I also, more from a work perspective, being a leader and a manager, Radical Candor by Kim Scott. That was recommended to me by Shannon Biaggi. Fantastic. If you listen to it, Kim Scott's voice is not pleasant. You kind of have to get used to her voice, but such an amazing book, like her really being humble and honest from a very, she's a high level executive with Google and, all these things. So that was great. Anything by Malcolm Gladwell, What the Dog Saw, all the shorts, The Tipping Point, I absolutely love. And then more recently, my mom hooked me up with this author named Julie Holland. And she has a book, I haven't read it yet, but my mother thinks it's phenomenal. It's called Moody Bitches. And it's about the impact of our hormones as women and understanding that and how that works. So
that like your Google or Alexa or something? Siri?
Yep, I had to shut it off. She started reading. But my mom swears by a couple of her books. One, Moody Bitches, and the other one, I have to look for the title. Hold on.
Okay.
Good Chemistry.
Well, I'll have to look into that. Khadijah said in the chat, any Outlander, The Warmth of Other Suns, Tess of the Dubervilles, Race Talk / Conspiracy of Silence, and 5, any book ever. You actually are a reader. Mm-hmm. I can tell by your range of titles even that you read purely for enjoyment, which is something I definitely did as a kid, but I have not been able to do as an adult. It's if I'm reading, it's something relating to work somehow. I don't know why I can't get away from that, but
I definitely at home, and I will read something work related and then read a novel, just a little bit of something work related, and then a huge novel. That's my pre-Mac.
Yeah. That's Kathy Fox, who does a lot of stuff with us. She posts every month, her books or whatever. And she'll have 6 different just fun books that she's read. And some of them are more of the educational in nature. And then some are just, purely fiction and just for entertainment purposes. But I even for my block schedule, which I still have yet to fully follow, but I'm getting closer. I have personal reading time slated, but it hasn't happened yet. So we had a few in the Facebook Live, so I'll say those. And then Leslie, if you have any that you want to share, Eric said, Think Again by Adam Grant. And he also said Malcolm Gladwell, Strangers. I like Blink a lot. Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink. So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newton. Leading Change, an action plan from the world's foremost expert on business leadership, Cotter. And then my mom said historical fiction. She also reads a ton of different books as well. Oh, my mom's name is Vicky, for those of you who haven't heard me reference her yet. Her current favorite is Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I don't know, did you finish that one, Mom? Or are you still working on it? I just purchased on Audible after hearing, this just made me think of it, all the leading books that Eric posted. There's, in Clubhouse, there was a room the other day on compassion, and Jim Doty is an author and like neuroscientist or neurosurgeon. And he presents on compassion and does research on compassion. And he has a book. So I bought that on Audible. I'm just waiting to have time to like actually listen to it and pay attention to what I'm hearing. But it felt like I was in like a therapy session when I was listening to him talk on Clubhouse, because he was just so inspirational. Were you in that one, Leslie?
Yeah, I was. It was good.
Yeah, I really liked him. I need to direct message him and see if he wants to like present for the collective at all.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I don't know if he has that kind of time, but he seemed to be like he wants to. That's one of the things that's been really interesting to me about Clubhouse. There's so many people on there. I don't know if people are just bored because of COVID and they just need more human interaction, but so many people that you're like, you are very much an expert and you should be a very busy person and like not just hanging out here in Clubhouse talking to people. And they're just like, DM me anytime. I love to chat.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm an avid reader too. I love everything. I know when I was getting my master's and studying for the test, it was the most painful 2-3 years because I didn't allow myself to read anything. So I read all that summer, all the Lee Child, Janet Ivanovich, Kristen Hanna, all those books I had been piling. And but I love Ken Follett, World Without End is like a classic. I love all that series. I'm not all the way through Barack Obama's book, which is new. I like Kim Castagliano is a mom of 3 daughters on the spectrum. Her book, it's probably old now because I read it like 10 plus years ago, but it's so funny and her perspective is just the best and doesn't sugarcoat anything, and it's a great read for parents and providers.
That's awesome.
More than 5, but I have a long list too.
That's great. Well, maybe I need to start like I have the doc with the ABA books. Maybe I need to just start like a pleasure fun one and people could just add to it.
Yeah, that'd be so
we
fun.
can get ideas from each other. All right. Anyone have any other thoughts on books they want to share before we close out We'll Decide Wednesday for tonight?
Well, I want to ask Khadijah, have you checked out Men in Kilts on Stars?
No, my mom keeps telling me I need to watch that.
It's really good. I just saw the first episode and I love it.
It's a lot of whiskey, right? That's what she said. And
the first, no, and all kinds of stuff, actually. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to check it out.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear. I'm going to have to like go back and listen to this one and write down all the books everyone said and add them to my list. So Joe missed out on a good one tonight. Hopefully he can listen back to it as well. Thank you all for joining us. And we will be meeting, if you're part of the collective, we have the meeting with me in about 10 minutes. So I will see you all there, hopefully.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.